Our great supporters of Bred To Win Arrowfield Start have picked another winner in their son of invincible spirit, Shalaa. From his Breeders' Plate winner, Shaquero, to a slew of stakes winners in early 2022, this dual Group 1 winning 2-year-old has plenty more to come. Arrowfield Start here, the sun's shining, we've been through all the rain hopefully now, and it's coming into a really exciting time of the year, spring.
It always is. It's catching up quickly on us. It's going to be a fabulous season. You look around here, it's the fields are in great condition. Glenbourne Dam, which was almost empty, is over 100%, so we're in really good position going forward.
We had the drone up this morning, and as you say, the greenery, I mean, it's, as Matt Hill said, it's almost like island green, and the mares are all looking lovely and content and happy, and they were having their brekkie this morning in their paddock. So, you know, it's one of those rare times of the year where everything is just, you know, heading for a bumper season.
Yeah, I think it's beautiful. And when you go into summer and the soil temperatures start to pick up and you've got this level of moisture, the ground explodes here. So we're really fortunate. It's a beautiful part of the world, and it's a great place to race horses.
And we're here looking at Shalaa, obviously this wonderful racehorse by Invincible Spirit and now Stallion, and he's just done a fabulous job. He started off right at the very beginning, Shaquero, of course, winning the first stakes race for 2-year-olds, the Breeders' Plate, and he's gone on from there.
Absolutely. I think he's got 4 Australian stakes winners overall at the moment, another 4 in Europe, but there's been another 5 stakes placed horses here. He's having a stellar season this year. He's had 50 winners. I think only second to Capitalist, who's had 60 more runners. So it's an excellent effort, and we're really happy with his consistency and the quality of horses that he's turning out.
How do you see him now? You're looking at him, and I was taken by the way he's broadened. Obviously, he was a super 2-year-old, you know, dual Group 1 winning 2-year-old, but he's broadened in his back end, hasn't he? And all over now as a stallion. Yeah,
he's a magnificent type. He always has been. He's been an absolute standout. He was one of those horses very hard to knock when he arrived. He's such a beautiful horse. Obviously the bloodlines have done well here before. He crosses really well with Danehill line horses, but also the High Chaparral line he's having a lot of success with. So we're really happy with the way they're going. We like to look at the first 2 crops of our horses and really analyse them and see how they're going. He's a horse that's done very well in the sales ring as well. Overall, I think he's averaged in his first 3 crops 152,000. So that's kind of 5 times his service fee, which is really an outstanding effort. So for any young horse, and I think when you think about, you know, value in the market, when you think about 5 times service fee, I think it's a very good result.
The temperament, I mean, he's really sort of, you know, for a young stallion, often they can be a bit buzzy and etc. But his temperament and his physique has matured so much.
Oh, absolutely. He himself was a great 2-year-old and had the temperament. All those good young horses tend to have that lovely willingness to be trained and to race. So it's something that we like to see pass on to their progeny, and he's certainly done that. I think his horses are getting better as they're getting older, and I think he's got his 2-year-old crop this season. I don't think they necessarily loved all the wet weather, but I think there's some very exciting horses looking forward to their 3-year-old year.
Coming down to the last furlong, Shalaa continues to be in front.
And again, it's worth remembering that the race record, the Prix Morny, you know, the best 2-year-old race in France, and of course winning the Middle Park Stakes as well.
He's a fabulous race record, and you know, he did have a fairly interrupted racing preparation and career overseas when he fractured a pelvis as a late 2-year-old, so came back as a 3-year-old to win after that. So it's a big effort. When you talk about temperament and durability, he's throwing good horses that are doing well in Hong Kong as well. He's had a couple of winners in Hong Kong, including WizKid, who's won 3 or 4. So he's producing that temperament that can handle those tough environments.
What are the things that you push, you know, a stallion in his 6th season, he's done the job, but what do you think mare owners need to know about why a proven horse such as Shalaa is potentially a better bet than some of the new boys?
Well, he's got a lot in the pipe, and I think that's an exciting thing. He's got, I think there's 100 in each crop of coming forward, so in terms of what's in the belly now and what's going to be the yielding sales this year. I think when you've got that momentum, he's already getting the runners, he's getting a large number of runners. I think they're going to be much better as older sprinters. I think Shakiro kind of gave us a bit of false hope that they'd be very early horses, but I think like the Invincible Spirit line, they tend to be getting better with age. And I think you can have confidence that there's a very good bunch coming through still. I think the 3-year-olds are going to have a great season this year, and I feel that we've given him the backing and support that we're going to keep sending him horses, and I'm sure he's going to follow through with those results.
The yearlings are still selling so well. I mean, 2022 yearlings selling up to $500,000 and standing at $33,000. I think a lot of people watching this, you know, not necessarily the hardened breeders that understand all of the way it works, but how do you actually price him? How do you get to the $33,000? What sort of what are the factors that you take into account?
Yeah, I think a variety of factors. We always look at returns for breeders, so how they're going to do out of that opportunity. And as I said, he averaged 152. He's had great results, selling up for $500,000. And then we say to ourselves, well, you know, how many outside horses do we think we can get at that price? And you know, we try and like to have at least 100 live foals if we can on the ground. That's ideal. So that's kind of how we look at pricing and finding that equilibrium level. So he's an example, I think, of a pretty good value horse. When you have a look around and see what he's producing and the sales results, they're good looking horses. He refines a lot of kind of fair mares or average looking mares. You know, he's got a lot of refinement about him. So he offers a lot of pluses, really.
And of course the Al Shakab factor as well. So you do have a lot of other people involved with Shalaa who are really supporting him too.
Absolutely, Al Shakab's been very supportive. They've sent mares down to Australia to go to him, which has been great. It's been a great joint venture there, and which is really in its infancy, but nonetheless, fabulous to have their support. And now he is permanently in Australia. So you've got that consistency. We know he's going to be back. We'll have a consistent shuttle with him, and yeah, hopefully next year will be a great year for him.
Overall, the farm, looking at the other stallions too, you know, you have this wonderful range, you know, from your Schnitzels, the 4-time champion Australian sire, you know, the Autumn Sun, there's so much huge potential there. Castelvecchio, we've also looked at today, and Shalaa. I mean, you're really covering all bases for breeders.
Listen, we're trying to do our best, Caroline. That's all we can do. Obviously, it's a very competitive market, but we try and offer a nice suite of stallions to the breeders, and we try and have as much covered as we can. And obviously with the influence of Danehill, things are a little bit swayed in that direction, but that's for everyone really. It's just the way it has turned out in Australia and the Southern Hemisphere generally. So, but I think we've got some lovely options for people, and I think they're well priced and they're fairly priced, and I think people can do well out of them.
The G1 Goldmine focus on Shalaa shows his best performed Australian progeny, Seven Veils, Semillon and Shaquero, winning stakes races over the 1,000 to 1,200 metre journeys. However, Gibson Carmichael winner Quang Tri and his only Group 1 winner, No Speak Alexander in Ireland, were able to stretch their best out to a mile. When you look at the main mix within 5 generations, the Matron Stakes winner traces back to Danehill through his dam's grandfather Mozart, while the Nureyev line, back through Special, also features. Looking at stakes winners overall though, Northern Dancer comes out extremely highly at 70%, interestingly higher through his son Danzig than through his grandson Danehill. Danzig of course also features as the sire of Shalaa's grandfather Green Desert.